Hi guys, we're going to be doing another pick a card reading. I didn't know which one to do, but I saw a comment asking to do a yes or a no question. Basically, how I want to kind of word this is multiple people are going to be watching this reading. You are responsible for your own discernment, so keep that in mind as well. And basically, I'm going to try and find ways to help make the message clear to you if you are struggling to figure out an answer towards something, but I'm going to try and keep it somewhat vague and somewhat general, but just trying to help guide you guys in the decision makings. But again, keep in mind, you are responsible for your own well-being and your own life choices. Just wanted to throw that out there just because I know how easy it is at times for people to get really influenced by tarot readings and tarot cards. And just want to keep in mind, guys, like tarot was originally a game that eventually became a divination. So yes, it's always good to get and seek answers, but also know, sometimes the origin of a thing. So enough chattering. I have 3 piles for you guys. I have pile number 1, 2, and 3. The timestamps will be listed down below in the description box as well as in the comment section. I'll give you guys just a moment to pick. You may be guided to do more than one, but feel free to choose the piles that you're most drawn to. All right, those of you guys that chose pile number 1, this is moss agate. It's such a beautiful stone. I love the veins and everything in this stone. It's so unique. But let's see, yes or no. So we have no. So let's kind of get into why we got no. I'm probably going to start with this deck first, kind of see where we are and what part of our life that is saying no to. Okay. And then we even have the 12th house at the bottom. So having the 5th house, love, semi-sextile, and trine. Already, kind of the energy that I'm getting is a lot of you guys could be asking a question about love. I'm also kind of getting here for some of you guys, you might even be wanting to ask questions about a creative endeavor as well. But for a lot of you guys, it could even be romantic based. For some of you guys, maybe you're questioning whether or not you should continue a relationship with a person, or maybe a part of you might even be considering whether or not to give somebody a second chance. If you are trying to consider to give someone a second chance, I would say no. If they hurt you once, they'll do it again. Just because it feels like the energy here is, it's almost gives me the feeling like this person that you are looking at is more for a fun time, not a long time. And if you are okay with something like that, then yeah, you can go ahead and pull the trigger. But realistically, I'm getting for a lot of you guys, you may feel a tug or a pull towards this person, and some of you guys may even wonder, like, is this a spiritual connection? Is this a soulmate? Is this somebody that I can see myself with? Sometimes when we get a feeling about a person, and it might even be like a magnetic pull, that does not always mean that they are meant to be in your life or that they are good for you. I feel like what I'm sensing here is kind of like a trauma bond between you and another person. Whether you realize it or not with this individual, I feel like a lot of you guys could have similar wounds to one another. And we are always attracted to the people that will continuously wound us until we heal the wound. So I feel like this is kind of what is happening in this connection. You may feel a general like pull or a want or a need to connect to this person, but I'm just getting that this individual is not quite where this person's not, I don't want to say not capable of love, but I just get the impression that this person acts like they are open, but I feel like this person will hurt you. I feel like this person is not really healed, and I almost get the feeling that this person could potentially be wearing a facade. And I feel like if you guys give it a month or two, like let's say if you don't date them, but you just talk to them off and on, when that feeling starts to dissipate, you'll start to see the person's true colors. And I think that you'll be kind of quite surprised how easily you can get over this person. But initially, upon meeting this person or interacting with them, they almost feel like a soulmate. They almost feel like a tug or a pull towards them. But it's really your fight or flight response going off. You might feel anxious. You might feel, and you might perceive it as butterflies, when in actuality, it's your body's way of saying stay away from this person, because it can kind of go both ways. Anxiety and excitement are the same feeling. They're the same emotion. It's just in how your body perceives it. See victim here. And then we also have rescuer, but it's at the bottom of the deck in the reverse. So I'm getting that this person has a victim mentality. And I get the feeling that this person does not take much accountability for their actions. Like if you were to sit down and truly have a real conversation with this individual, if you listen to the words that this person says more than how you're feeling or how, because even with the feelings, you know, like you might be misinterpreting the feeling that you have towards this person. Because I get the impression that this person paints themselves out to be a victim, potentially because this person actually did have a pretty hard childhood, and this person could be, I wouldn't want to say giving you a sob story, because some of what this person is telling you is true, but I feel like they also might exaggerate some of the things that they've gone through. And they may say, oh, my ex cheated on me, when in actuality, they're the ones cheating on the ex. And they may have believed the ex was cheating, so therefore that gave them the go-ahead to do that to them. But they won't tell you that. It's like, this is the type of person like that. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like, protect yourself, because this person is tugging on you on a spiritual level. Because I feel like you feel connected to this person because you understand. I feel like this pile is pretty empathic, so you can pick up on things. This person is wounded, and at one point they may have been a victim, but I feel like this person started to victimize others and then pretends to be the victim at the end. So if you were to, let's say, continue down the path with this person, you will eventually become a victim in this person's wake, and then everyone will turn, and then they'll try and get people to turn against you, like you're the bad guy. But if this person feels like it's so effortless, though, to talk to them, like having a conversation with this person feels like you're almost not on cloud nine, but it feels so effortless, and it feels fun, and it feels free flowing. But down the line, I just feel like it would be choppy. This person will like give you a taste of the good life or a taste of what it would be like to date and then pull back and then do it again. It's like, I feel like that's this person's habit. This is this person's, what they do. And this person might act like they need to, it's like maybe potentially that could be something that you deal with, is that you want to rescue people, but I feel like this person will drown you. This person is not someone that you can save, mainly because this person doesn't want to be saved. Them doing the tactics that they do serves them, and they don't see a reason to change who they are. They don't see a reason to evolve or grow. If you're on a spiritual path of evolving and growing, then this would not be the person for you. Because on the shadow, we have assumed that the rescued will be reciprocated, keeps the rescued one needy. We have yang, regeneration, and mending. So this, and it's like a change in the wind. So what I'm getting here is like this person might come off like the full package. They might come off like they are evolving, that they are regenerating, that they're willing to mend any situation. They might even tell you that, you know, they tried to work things out with their ex, or they try to work things out with certain people and how it's just impossible, and kind of give like a whole sob story about things. But they're the ones that change on a dime. They're the ones that are flighty and are not reliable. Like they want people to be needy and codependent on them, but this person is really the needy codependent one. I feel like this is a very jealous type of individual. And I feel like with this, and you know, the fifth house is all about casual hookups. And I feel like that's something this person does often. Like this person strikes me as a person who would have the main person that he's dating or she's dating. And then they will have like multiple people on the side. And then when the main person stops putting up with their crap, they'll move on to one of the other people in the rotation. But they always have multiple people that they're dibbling and dabbling with. And if you were to ever, you know, do anything with this person, wear protection. Quantum jump and master manifester. So for some of you guys, I feel like you guys might actually be in the process of changing something in your life. I feel like you guys are on the verge of changing parts of your reality and what you've been wanting. And see, sometimes when you're manifesting things, the copycat comes in before the real thing does. And that's what this person is. So the real person that's meant for you is on the other side. And I wouldn't want to say like look at it all like it's a test, but realistically, the universe will bait you with stuff that's almost to your liking, like will you choose this and settle for this, or have you really changed and became a new person? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are on that verge of becoming a whole brand new person, and you are actually right there. You're so close to your manifestation. You're so close to a new person that's going to be good for you, because with you guys, you've been taking the actions. You've been bettering your life. You've been letting go of bad habits. You've been letting go of things that you know is not serving you. You've been regenerating parts of your life. You've been mending yourself back together again. And now it's asking, okay, are you going to settle for what you're used to? Because I feel like in a weird way, this person is mimicking people that you're comfortable around, which may not be the most high vibrational person. But you're actually right there to manifesting the new. Then we also have here inner conflict resolution. So you're in this in-between state where there's parts of you that are still in conflict with yourself, you know, because sometimes we fight the new manifestations, or we fight parts of ourselves with doubt, worry. Well, what if I can't find anybody better? What if no one's really going to love me? What if? Those are the things you're dealing with on an internal level, like almost maybe like a fear of missing out, or like a fear that something else isn't going to be better, that's not going to come along. But I'm telling you, this person is not it. And you're going to find somebody much, much better that will suit you. Because I just get the feeling that, like I said, it's like this person seems so easy to talk to. It's like you could sit down and have drinks with this person. Being around them might even feel intoxicating. They might even like put out all the stops. They might even take you out to a fancy restaurant. They might buy you gifts. They might do all these things for you, and it might feel good. But deep down in your gut, you know something is off, and you can't quite put your finger on it. So it's like really calling for you to use your discernment at this time, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you know something is off. Your body knows more than your mind does, surprisingly. Like, your body is really intelligent. So if you're feeling anxious around someone, if you're feeling like a racing heart, that is telling you something is up. Your body is sensing danger before your brain can even comprehend it. And we get caught up with the words more than sometimes how we're truly feeling. Because, we can misinterpret our feelings at times when really it's like our body's warning us. So really pull back and really decide for yourself, is this really the path I want to go down? Is this really what I want? Or do I want to hold out for something that I know is better for me, that I know is going to be a lot more fulfilling towards you? Because you have more options than I think you realize, but it might not be showing up in your reality as fast as you would want it to be. But that's because you're leaping from one state to the next, and sometimes there's lags in between. It's like, don't settle for the first thing that comes to you. Yeah, see, I just feel like this person's talking to multiple people. And this person's coming off like a page, like they're talking to a lot of people, but you're like the Queen of Wands and they're like the Page of Wands. They're getting more out of the situation with you than you're actually going to be getting out of the situation with them. And if this person's going to leave you going, what just happened, when you entertain? Because I think this person sees you as a stable individual. They see you as somebody who's stable, but they themselves it's like they might be, and this person could be giving you gifts, or they could be giving you words of affirmation. They could be giving you something that feels good. If it's not material gain, they're giving you something that is like feeding a part of that wound that you have, but you are in the process of finally healing this wound and closing out this chapter. So once you can decide, you know what, I don't know if I really want this, and I don't think I really do, then it's like, bam, the universe says, okay, your wish is my command, and will give you what you've been asking for. But it's going to give you just good enough, kind of good, kind of what you want, but kind of not. Like, and it's not really like the universe is trying to psych you out, but it's just like when you're in the middle of changing channels, sometimes you get some static, sometimes you get something, and other times you don't get quite what you're looking for. But as the more you dial in, eventually you're going to get, bam, this is what I want. And that's how the universe works. When your frequency is changing, The reality around you will start shifting to almost what you want until it hits the channel that you want. And that's what I'm getting here. So right now you might be in between, like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I talk to them? Should I do this? Should I do that? And you might be kind of indecisive, like in your head, mostly because a part of you, it's like maybe a part of you can sense that this person isn't fully telling you the truth. You know, you can kind of sense that there's something a little off. And you're right to believe that, because this person is keeping something from you. They're keeping the fact that they're talking to multiple people, that they're sleeping around, that they are always keeping their options open. This is somebody who would be into like more of a polyamorous relationship, but they act like they are monogamous. And, you know, I'm not knocking it. I have people and friends that are in a polyamorous relationship. If that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. But this person's not open and honest about it. It's like this person wants someone to be loyal to only them and just them, while they want to eat their cake. You know, they want every slice of the pie. This person, but they don't want you to. You know, it's like that's the type of person that this individual is. So I feel like you would be hurt by this person. And I feel like it's because this person is going, like, I feel like this individual, they move from person to person and they're not entirely open and honest with conversations. This could be an air sign or a fire sign and potentially a water sign, but I'm really getting air sign more than anything. But it doesn't have to be. This could also just be the energy that they're in, because I feel like this person's a lot of talk. They're more talk than show, but they'll show you just enough to hook you. They'll give you just enough gifts or just enough presents or just enough like hanging out with them, you know. They give you just enough, but with like minimal effort. Like truly minimal, because what you're seeing at the forefront, like this person will put in a lot of work at the beginning just so that they can taper off and then make it seem like it's your fault. It's just because now they moved on to the next person that they're talking to, but they'll still keep you around in the background. So that's how this person operates. And this person, I feel like, they'll just say what you want to hear, but not really do it. This person is like one of those people that fake, like future fakes, where they'll tell you, oh, let's get a house, let's get married. You know, I can really see us going on vacation. You know, why don't we just one of these days, that's the thing, one of these days. Oh, I can see this, I can see that, but one of these days. It's never in the present. It's never in the, hey, you know what? Why don't we just pack our bags and go here? It's never that. It's always one of these days. Like, let me just keep dangling that carrot in front of you. Are you falling for it yet? Good. I hope you are. That's how this person views people. That's how they use people. And this person, I kid you not, could be living at someone's house, spending their money, driving around in that person's car. And then when that person no longer has it, can't deal with this person's crappy attitude with time, they'll jump to the next person and use that person. And it's like this person uses other people's resources to look better or to be better, when in actuality, some of the things that this person owns is not theirs, or if it is theirs, they could have tried to get it in ways that are not the best. So that's really what I'm getting for this reading. Take this advice as you will, obviously. If you feel like you want to still indulge in this, feel free to do so. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like this person, they seem like Mr. Right, seem like Mrs. Right, but I'm telling you, they like to paint illusions. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this individual here. So I'm just going to pull any cards just to see if there's any kind of indicator of who this person is, or even just you, just to kind of help see if this really is your pile. If none of this matches, just take whatever resonates. You know, some of the messages are for other people. Not every single part of the message has to resonate for you in order for it to resonate. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not going to lie to people, and I want people to be able to know that they are okay, you know? But yeah, I don't like this person's vibe. I don't trust it. Okay, so let's see here. This person comes off bougie. This could be in the United States. And this person could have a playlist for you. Or you guys like the same music. This person may come off protective. This person gives people the evil eye if they don't get what they want. And one of the signs and synchronicities you can be seeing at this time is 666. It's because you are on your life purpose, and it's telling you to trust the universe and to take care of yourself first and foremost with this pile. Instead of pouring into other people at this time, pour into yourself. Because I feel like pile number 1, you are right on the precipice of actually getting the life you are asking for, or getting what you are desiring. But in order to do that, you have to stay focused on yourself and the dreams and the goals that you want, and pay attention to that inner conflict. Okay? Because this inner conflict is what's going to make or break you. Instead of saying, well, I don't see this happening for me. I can't do that. I don't know if I deserve that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You deserve good things. You deserve a loving, caring connection. Don't settle for less. You know the red flags. You know what's right and wrong for you. Do not settle. We also have social gatherings. So this is where you could have met this person at a bar or at some kind of social gathering at a party. But that is what I'm getting for you guys. Hopefully this helps you guys out in some way, but I'm telling you, you could be dodging a bullet by saying no to this situation. But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great and wonderful day, pile number 1. And remember, you are loved and you deserve better. All right. Love you. Bye. All right. Pile number 2. If you guys chose this blue lace agate, honestly, I think blue lace agate is one of my favoriteest crystals ever. I freaking love these stones. They are so good for your throat chakra. And it like helps with anger and calm your entire body. It's just, love it. Anyway, let's continue. Yes or no on the reading. Let's see what it is. We have yes. So let's pull some cards here and kind of get what in your life are we saying yes to. Hopefully something positive. I feel like the last one was a little negative, but I don't like to sugarcoat things, you know? If it's like, if you're here on the reading, you're here on the reading. I want it to be authentic. All right, first off, I want to say some of you guys might actually be a Pisces or a Leo. You don't have to be, but I do feel like some of you guys might have a Pisces sun. I don't know why that's relevant, but obviously I see the 2 there, and I felt like that's something that needs to be addressed. We also have the 10th house and Capricorn. You know what's so funny? When I actually was shuffling, my first thought was, this might have something to do with career. I don't know why, I just felt like it. All right, so you or someone you're dealing with could be a Capricorn or a Pisces. We also have Leo, but you know, Capricorn rules the 10th, so we have Capricorn twice. We also have Leo at the bottom of the deck. So there could be something significant with those signs, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be the energy that is kind of happening in the reading. But what I am getting here so far is for some of you guys, you may have been playing it very small. And I feel like you've been playing small because I feel like you guys are you have like a star-like quality. You're like a boss. And I don't know if you've been a manager, or I don't know if you've just been like a subordinate where you've worked under people. But for some of you guys, you may be feeling an inkling to start your own business. I keep feeling like wanting to start your own business. And for a lot of you guys, this could be because maybe you're just feeling this urge to do something creative. I feel that you guys are smarter than you give yourself credit for. I'm just saying. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you might even be overachievers, or maybe you feel like you need to consistently achieve something in order to be worth something. So maybe you dedicate your time, your energy into work. And, maybe you've developed quite a work ethic that you do whatever you're doing craft-wise, you're good at it. You're better at it than perhaps you realize. There's something here about, I feel you overlook yourself in some way, like there's a blind spot to you about yourself. Some kind of talent that you're not fully tapping into that I think is going to skyrocket you, whether this is already in a career that you're in or in a business that you want to make yourself. Maybe you have the potential to make something, like you could be making way more money than what you are currently. And I feel like there is some kind of self-sabotaging behavior. I feel like people around you could tell you, man, you're really good at this. You should do this. Or people might even be giving you some kind of encouragement, like, man, you're really good at art. You should be an artist. Or, man, you're really good at this. You should do that. And maybe you've had thoughts about it. Maybe you've thought about or considered doing it, but then you brush it off going, oh, no, that's not for me, or I can't really do that. Why not? Why are you putting yourself down? Why are you not seeing what other people are seeing? Because I'm telling you right now, pile number 2, you're not seeing something that's blindly and painfully obvious to everyone else. And I feel like for you guys, you're too humble about it. And there's nothing wrong with being humble, I feel like there's a lot of people in the world that gloat. But I feel like you guys are overly humble on a situation that does not need to be there. Because you might get a lot of hate. You might get attacked a lot from your job, or get attacked a lot for this craft that you do. But it's because a lot of people around you are jealous. They are jealous and envious. So if you've asked people for their opinion, you might notice that some people will be supportive and other people will be like, I don't know if you should do that. Maybe you shouldn't. That seems risky. I don't know if this or that. And it's like, who are they? Who are they to tell you what is and isn't risky? Who are they to tell you what you are or are not capable of? They don't have the qualities that you have. It's risky for them, but not for you. So mind the business you keep. Notice who is talking and who is saying what. Because, and I hate to say it this way, and I'm going to say it this way, opinions is like a butthole. We all got them. But that doesn't mean that they're valid. It doesn't mean that it ain't full of shit. Okay? I'm just saying it right now, straight up. You need to hear this. You need to hear this, because whatever this is, you gotta stop holding yourself back from it. You gotta stop questioning yourself. It's a solid yes. Will it be easy right off the gate? No. Will it take time, energy, and effort? 100%. Will you have moments and point in time during this journey of whatever this is for you? 100%. You're going to go into this going, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? And you're going to be questioning yourself this. And you know what? The best people are, okay? It's like an Alice in Wonderland. It's like all of the best people are crazy. I've read books about really successful people and learning about how they got to where they were, and they had a vision, and people around them would say, "Oh, I think you're dreaming too big. I think you're thinking too big." But they had the vision and they saw it through it. And there was times when they got a million no's before they got that yes. Like the colonel or whatever, the guy who made the KFC chicken. He was homeless at one point, driving around in his car, going to restaurant, places to places, trying to show his recipe, and people laughed at him, people made fun of him, and he didn't get successful until he was in his 60s. But the man had a vision, and he made it work. And now he has, well, now he's passed, but now he's got like chains of restaurants that are all around the US and are huge. Disney had a vision, and his wife and his brother did not see the vision for theme parks. He had a vision to expand Disney into a theme park, and his wife and his brother were both like, I think you should just stick to animation and animation only. And he was like, no, I have this vision. And guess what? He made it a reality before he passed away. So, and now there's 2 theme parks. All right, now they got Disneyland and Disney World. So what I'm trying to get at here, pile number 2, is do not underestimate what power you have. Because that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing somebody that is a lot more powerful than you lead on. See, hedonistic. Inspires creative energy and embraces the good things in life. Celebrate the beauty in yourself. Stop asking other people, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this or do you think that? It's good to know. It's good to have advice. It's good to sometimes get feedback, but know that sometimes feedback or other people's opinions kills more innovative ideas than failure ever did. Because failure is not you failing. It's you gaining a new opportunity to try again until you achieve it. Because sometimes you have to go through something 1,000 times before you get to where you're wanting to go. And it takes time. Things don't just happen overnight. But you needing to get your butt into gear and go after the things that you want is something that only you can do for yourself, but I'm telling you, the rewards you're going to reap for doing the actions that you want to. You feel called to do something for a reason. You have a vision for a reason. It's not for your neighbor. It's not for your friend. It's not for your family member. This is your vision. This is your life. Don't let other people's opinions or other people's self-esteem tell you what you can and cannot do. We have Father. Talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So potentially, what I'm kind of getting in this, because, Capricorn is the father of the zodiac, like Cancer is the mother. They are the counterparts on the wheel. You could have maybe you could be in that energy of like always being there for others, always giving to others, always being that listening ear. Or maybe this could even do something with your father. Maybe your father has inspired you to do something, or maybe you want to follow in some kind of footsteps, or there's something here that I feel like it's like father yourself. That's really what I'm getting. For some of you guys, you may not have had the best father figure growing up. You may not have had the best parental figure in your life, but there is a part of you that deep down inside that knows that you deserve better. And I feel like for a lot of you guys in this moment, whatever this endeavor is that you are trying to do, whatever this is that's in your mind that you know you can do, you have to father yourself. You have to tend to yourself. You have to protect yourself. You have to guide yourself. You have to take a second at times and reevaluate what direction you're going in. And you have to safeguard yourself. Safeguard this business idea like that is your child. Safeguard your belief systems like it is your child, like your life depends on it, because it does. And that's what I'm getting in this reading. And I feel so like energized and worked up in this reading, because I feel like this is something that's going to take you so far. And I feel like you've had this idea for years, or you've had this inkling for such a long time, but you just need that spark to ignite it, you know? And it's like, I feel like for some of you guys, it might take a year, it might take 2 before you reach the goals entirely in what you want, but you need to be persistent. You know, Rome was not built in a day, okay? And if you want something to stand and last the test of time, you have to build a solid foundation first before you can put the walls up, before you can do anything else. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, your foundation is your mindset. Your foundation is learning to be consistent. You don't need to be motivated. You need to be consistent. Capricorn is probably one of the most consistent zodiac signs, because it's monotonous. It's like continue to grind away, do the same thing over and over again, over and over again. And that's what you need to do every day. Show up for yourself. Every day, tend to your thoughts. Every day, safeguard your thoughts, beliefs, and your system more than anything else. You know, I've had people around me where they told me, you can't do this. And I'm like, watch me. Not because you told me I can't. I don't need to prove myself to anybody. But if I want to do something, I'm sure as hell gonna do it. And nobody, no one's mother, no one's father, no one's sibling, no one can stop me from doing what I want to do. Especially if God or the universe placed that in my mind. If you have a dream or a desire, take the action and go for it, because I'm telling you, you're going to regret it when you don't. Because years will go by and you'll say, why didn't I do this? Like, I wished I was more consistent with my channel years back, but I listened to naysayers. I listened to people who, you know, I got in my own head. I listened to people that tell me, oh, you know, maybe you need to stop taking it, take a break, you know, this isn't you. This isn't like you. And it's like, don't let haters and don't let other people's beliefs stop you from doing what you want to do. Don't be afraid to go against the grain, because this might be an unconventional thing. This might be a career or a path that's unconventional, that society might look at as weird. And it's like, you have to sometimes push through those barriers and understand that, like, at the end of the day, what society says is for you is not always the best for you. We are all individuals. We all have different thoughts and opinions. We all live our lives in different ways. So it's like, follow the beat of your own drum. Don't listen to the people that would never trade places with you. The people that don't live the lifestyle you want. So we have all that glitters. We also have message in a bottle, and we have happy, happy. And we have milk and honey. I'm telling you, oh my God, I cannot. Because I feel like this is such a positive thing for you. Not only will this brighten up your soul, not only will you feel better about yourself, but this can benefit other people. This will make you feel fulfilled. You will wake up and feel excited to go to work. You'll wake up and feel better about yourself. You know, you can help other people. You can actually put yourself in the forefront and be the star that you are meant to be. Shine in the way that you are meant to be. because everyone has a different passion. Everyone has something that is unique about them. And I feel like for you guys, you have something quite special. You have something that a lot of people, like I say, a lot of people see it, but they are afraid of you finding it. They're afraid of you seeing it, because then what if you outshine them? You know, that's how some of the people around you are thinking. And I think for a lot of you guys, you're very intellectual. You think a lot. You get in your head a lot. And these are things that might be holding you back. But you see, that's also a gift, because you're able to think of ways and solve problems that other people cannot even comprehend. You guys seem to be like a broad thinker, where you can look at things from different perspectives, different angles. You can solve problems in ways that are innovative, in ways that are thinking outside of the box. And that is something that society needs. We need those people that are able to see the rules and then know how to break those rules in good ways. And I feel like that is something that you guys are. And I feel like you guys are right there for a whole new life because of that. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's kind of saying like, don't let people, don't let circumstances, don't let others keep you trapped or keep you stuck in a perpetual way of thinking. Safeguard yourself. Father yourself. Take whatever this idea is and nurture it and protect it like it's your child. I'm telling you. Because I feel like you guys, you've allowed other people to hold you back for far too long. You've played small for far too long. You have put yourself in positions that did not serve you. And you learned from them. You grew from them. That was good for your soul's evolution, but that's not where you are meant to be. So if you feel like your career is not serving you, if you feel like your life is crumbling, if you feel like there is some uncertainty in your life, then that is a sign that you're on your path for bigger, greater things. Yes, we have illusions. It's like learning to break free from the illusions. And I feel like these could even be illusions that your father could have even put into your mind, Oh, you'll never achieve that. Why even bother? Oh, you're not like this. You're not like that. Your dad could have been very discouraging. You could have been around a lot of people that were not the best supporters. And I'm telling you, this is something that's worth your time, and this is something that's worth your investment. See, pile number 1 had inner conflict as well, but we have breakthrough at the bottom. So you have to get out of this doubting mindset, like, oh, this is never going to happen. I don't have the resources. Well, if I had this amount of money in my bank account, I could do it. Oh, if I had this amount going on, I could do this. Or if I just had this kind of support, or if I had this kind of thing. You know what's so funny, pile number 2? You have everything you need. And you want to know what's even more bizarre? When you take the first initial steps in the direction in which you know you need to do, the help, the support, the finances will come, because God doesn't give you a vision but not back you up. The universe doesn't give you a concept but then not give you the resources. So whatever you feel like you're lacking in is an illusion. Whatever you feel like you don't have is an illusion. And sometimes you have to be a little crazy to get to where you're going, to get to where you need to be. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're there on your breakthrough. It's coming. And you have this unknown gift. And see the little bird with the voice? And then also, again, there with that blue lace agate, something with your voice, whether this is like singing, talking, you have the ability to speak things into existence. Your words are powerful. What you say becomes law. What you think becomes law. You control your life in more ways than you realize. You can either damn your life and make life difficult, or you can make your life easier. It's up to you. Especially because we have message in a bottle. And I'm telling you, it's like you have everything you need inside of you. Look, it looks like there's like a phone in there. You might be receiving a phone call. You might receive some kind of message that is going to help you. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's like when you start going in the right direction, you're going to find people that might have the resources that you need. You might find people that say, oh, you need this, or oh, you want that. I can help you with that. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. And it might come together super easily. Like I feel like there's things that you don't see that is right around the corner for you. Pile number 2. Your breakthrough is coming, but it requires you to take the initial steps. It requires you to, and dare I say it, have faith in yourself and have faith in God. You have to have faith that you have the gift, that you have the capability to do something, but you also have to have trust that God in the universe is going to catch you if you fall. Because like I said, you have a vision that no one else has, and nobody else is meant to have that vision. There are going to be people that do not understand your vision, and it's not meant for them to understand. But the ones that understand are going to be there for you. They're going to come along your journey. They might not come along right away. They might not be right there to help you right away. But believe me, they come when they're meant to. So trust yourself. And anytime you get that little inkling of self-doubt, father yourself. What would you say if your child was going through a rough time? What would you say to your child if they doubted themselves and their capability? What would you do? What do you need to say to yourself in order to gain what you need? Because you're trapped in an illusion, and it's easy to get out of. I feel like a lot of you guys you doubted yourself for so long, because I feel like for this pile, you may have been around people that were not the kindest. And what I mean is their words cut deep. People's discouragement, they could have laughed at you. You could have known about this. You could have known that people, did not have your back, that people didn't believe in your vision, that maybe when you were a kid, maybe you were that person that would have inventive ideas, but then would give up on yourself because you never felt like you had the support. So you felt like you weren't capable of something. So maybe you would have a lot of false starts in life. But what I'm telling you is that whatever this is, you have all the tools at your disposal. And when it gets to a certain point in this journey, someone's going to help you. I can just feel it. I can sense it. And I know that it's coming for you guys. I mean, sheesh, you have honey, milk and honey at the bottom of the deck as the overall underneath energy in the background. And you have happy, happy, and all that glitters. And what I'm getting with the all that glitters is it ain't fake gold, baby. It ain't fake. Can tell you that much right now. You have a message that you need to give out. You have a idea that needs to be a reality, okay? For not only the sake of you, but also the sake of mankind. Because we need more people out there that are willing to take forth the dreams and the efforts to creating their life. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's the unknown that's blocking you. It's the unknown of, can I do this? You're burdened. You feeling burdened by all of the doubts, by the reality around you. And I'm going to be honest with you. We all struggle with it. When we look at the world, when we look at what we have as a resource, it can be discouraging. It can be hard to whether or not you have what it takes, but I'm telling you, you do. And I'm also telling you right now that you are not seeing something. It's like right under your nose. It's like God or the universe is saying, okay, I just want to see if pile number 2 is actually going to follow their intuition. I just want to see if they're going to follow their discernment. I just want to see if they can see what I see, with the gift that I put in them. I just want to see if they can acknowledge it. Because you're meant to be different, and you've always been different, pile number 2. You've never fit into the group. You've never fit into the crowd because you were not meant to. You're meant to be that person to stand out. You're meant to be different. You're not meant to be a cookie cutter. You might not even be meant to work a regular 9 to 5, and I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to make drastic changes. What I'm telling you is trust in yourself and have faith that you can do this. However that looks for you, you know the path that you need to take. Fortune. Get out of here, okay? I'm telling you, we're done here. We're done here, pile number 2. We're done. You got this. You got this. See, you have everything you need. Okay, this pile could be like a multi-millionaires before passing away, okay? Before you reach a certain pivotal point in your life, you're going to have money in your bank account. You're going to be making double than what you're making now. It is written in the stars. It is said, it is done, therefore it is. Okay? You have savings. You're going to have so much savings, but you gotta, right now, it might seem like you don't have anything. Right now, you're restless, you're anxious, you're worried. But I'm telling you, it's gonna go away. It's going to fade with time. You might not have the support right now. You might not have people that are telling you, good job, pile number 2, you're doing it. No, you're not going to have those people around you right now. But that doesn't mean that you're not on the right path. That doesn't mean that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Right now, what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be figuring out and gathering yourself. Mentally and emotionally, you're supposed to figure out what is blocking you. Why are you self-sabotaging? And what can you do to fix that? Because you are lacking trust in yourself. You're scared to move forward. You're hesitating. You want to jump in, but you hesitate. Why? Because of all of these burdens. Well, I'm sorry to tell you and break it to you, but they're just an illusion. They look real. They feel real. They may seem tangible at the moment, but the more you go down this path and the more that you trust yourself, these illusions will fade and the burdens will start to slip away. And the next thing you know, you're going to realize and laugh at it and say, wow, these really actually weren't like I thought they were. I can handle this situation. I do have what it takes. And you're going to realize that you're going to be sitting pretty down the road, because this is going to be hard work and dedication, but you're going to be going into that Queen of Pentacles energy. The more you go down this route, the more you're going to be able to explore the world and travel, see new things, adventure in, find new passions, find new things in your soul that you didn't even know existed. So that is what I'm getting so far. I'm going to be pulling a few random messages. This may be for not all of you, but take what resonates, leave the rest. Just because these last messages are not, let's say if they don't resonate with you, that doesn't mean that they're not, this message still isn't for you. It just want to try and help solidify for some people out there what may or may not be happening, okay? And then we're going to close off this reading here. But yeah, I feel so passionate about this. Oh my God, you guys. I'm like, pile number 2, you gotta do it. Take this as a form of motivation, but be consistent. Because there's going to be days when you're not going to want to do anything, okay? I feel like you could have been around a lot of wicked people, or people could have said a lot of wicked things to you. We also have religious. So there could be you or other people around you could use religion against you, or could be religious, one or the other. Maybe what you want to do, some people might say, oh, that's satanic. Like, there are people that look at tarot readers and they're like, that's satanic. And it's like, well, I don't need cards to read the messages. I just like to have the card because I like the visuals. And I like to touch them and feel them and whatever. But it's a piece of cardboard, okay? Like, sometimes people will say things like, I grew up in a very religious household, and everything I loved and everything I liked was satanic. And that messes with the little kid's brain. So maybe you have religious bypasses you have to get over. Maybe you have people that projected onto you what was right and what was wrong, or what's sacred, what isn't. And you have to maybe overcome some of those beliefs. Maybe you're afraid of what certain people will think. Because we have hedonistic here. So whatever this is that you want to do, it may be unconventional. It may even be a little taboo. But it's going to be something that's going to make you happy ultimately at the end, and I feel like it will benefit other people. I really do. We have musician, so like, again, something with the throat. I'm picking that up heavy, especially even with the stone. Something outdoors. Some of you guys are mechanics, or like, again, I feel like you guys are very innovative, really good with your hands. You can solve problems so well. And we also have friends. So I feel like some of you guys are going to find friends down the road that's going to help you with this endeavor. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have star. So you guys are meant to shine. You're meant to be a star. You guys have this star-like quality, this light inside of you that other people see since you were a child. And that may have been why some people try to stifle that before you had the ability to even see it inside yourself. So now is the time to start tapping into that inner child. Now is the time to start remembering what you truly enjoyed when you were a kid and bring that out of you, whether that's just a hobby, whether that's something that you know is just a quality of yours. Nourish it and tend to it like your parent. Treat yourself, father yourself, and love yourself, pile number 2, because I'm telling you right now, you guys are meant for big, amazing things, and blessings are just wishing. It's like the universe is like, okay, pile number 2, hurry it up, come on, because I got a bunch of gifts. I got VIP treatment waiting for you right at the finish line, and you may not even be that far off. It might, in your mind, it might take years to get to this, but you could go viral overnight. You can just meet one person, and that one person can change the trajectory of your entire life. But you wouldn't know until you take those steps, until you put yourself out there, until you make your dreams a reality. You have to meet God halfway in order for him to deliver what you've been asking for, what you've been praying for. Okay, so that's what I have for my pile number 2. I hope this helps you and resonates. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great and wonderful day, pile number 2, and know that you are so loved. And you may not feel the support right now, but I'm telling you, eventually people are going to be celebrating you, and people are going to be so happy that you didn't give up on yourself, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to touch the lives of other people with your work and whatever this is that you feel drawn and passionate in doing. All right, well, that's what I have for you guys. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye. All right, pile number 3. You guys chose this carnelian. Carnelian is all about fertility. and abundance. So I'm very curious to see what will be coming up in your guys' reading. You know, a little bit of creativity, you gotta love orange and carnelian. We have yes. All right, so let's see, what is this yes? What in parts and areas in your life that this is referring to? And I don't know why, but I want to say this. Pile number 3, I feel like some of you guys are either like the ones that will watch all of the reading, or you're like, pick more than one pile. I always feel like you might, not all of you, but I feel like there's some of you guys that are like, I just came from pile 1. Or I just came from pile 2. But I'm almost feeling more 1, All right, let's see. Just fell straight into my lap. We have conjunction. Okay. 5th house. 1st house. Capricorn. Leo at the bottom. So you could be a Capricorn, a Leo, and Aries. We have technically Leo twice. You don't have to be those signs, but again, it is nice to see the energy and what we are working with here. So pile number 3, I'm going to be honest with you. For a lot of you guys, I'm going to be real. I feel like this pile, you may have had bad habits. You may have overindulged in food, drugs, sex, or something of that nature, okay? There is some kind of vice that you have. There is something that you are attached to, okay? And I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you want to quit something. Maybe you want to quit smoking. Maybe you want to quit overeating. Maybe you're addicted to sugar and you know you need to stop. Some of your guys' health could be lagging. Something in your body could be slowing down. Maybe you're experiencing that. Maybe you're acknowledging that. There is something, though, that you're letting go of, or that you need to let go of. And I feel like for some of you guys, this will empower you. This will start changing. Like, don't underestimate what one habit, like one bad habit, if you change it, what it can do for your life long term. Like the compacting or compounding effect. Just, it's amazing what small habits, how it can make or break us. And for some of you guys, maybe you're questioning, should I stop doing this? Yes. Yes, you should. You should stop doing something because it's impacting your health. It's impacting your physical body. It's impacting the way that you view yourself. For a lot of you, though, I'm not going to lie, you need to do something for yourself. Okay, this pile is all about self and all about regaining trust in oneself. So I feel for a lot of you guys, there is something that you need to focus on. And I feel like for a lot of you guys too, it could be parts of you as your outlook on life. Maybe you're all work and no play. And maybe because you work all the time and you don't do anything truly fun, these habits that you're doing may be a coping mechanism, You come home, like let's say, let me put an example out there. Let me throw something at you. Let's say you work all day long. When you come home, you're tired, so what do? You grab the bag of chips, or you turn on the TV, or you numb yourself out. You numb yourself in some way, shape, and form to cope with the fact that you're not taking time out of your day to please yourself in ways that's going to grow your soul, in ways in self that's going to make you feel good about yourself. I feel like this pile, I'm not saying that you're doing things that's super detrimental to you, because for some of you guys, it's not even that extreme, but there is something that you want to do, or there's something that you need to do, and potentially you've been putting it off because it's, again, there's something about here about being a coping mechanism for you. I'm going to get some more energy here. So we have thief, but in the reverse. So this is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, and other powers you think you lack. So you're robbing yourself. And then we even have here with the conjunction empowerment. I feel like you give away your power to people, places, and things. And so you've had a thought in your mind, you've had a question in your mind. Should I do this? Should I do that? And you might initially think, yeah, I need to do that. But then you second guess yourself, because I feel like your guys' solar plexus, or just the part of you that feels like you doubt yourself. You doubt yourself too much. We have guide at the bottom of the deck, but it's also in the reverse. So this tells me that places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. I'm sorry, I kind of butchered that. Let me try this again. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. And then we also even have victim at the bottom. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So I feel like for some of you guys, you might feel lost. You might feel like you're directionalist, like you don't know which way you're going. You might feel as though life could be up in the air. Like for some of you guys, you might not know what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure. You might not even know what's next in your life. There can be so much uncertainty. Like, I don't know if it's like a living situation. I feel like for a lot of you guys, it could be very financial, where you're questioning your money. You're questioning, it's like some of you guys might know that you want a lot of money, or that you need money, or that you want something. But you feel like you're at a cap, like you capped yourself. It's like you hit the glass ceiling. You feel like this is all you're gonna get, and this is life, and you just need to settle, and this is how it is. And you might be questioning yourself. You might be wondering, is this really for me? Is this really all I'm capable of? Is this really what life has to offer me? And you might be doubting yourself. You might be wondering, is this even what I really want? And all of these questions may not only confuse you, but maybe even bring up anxiety inside of you, to where you might not know where you're going. You might not know what you're looking for, what you're wanting. And that can be really stressful. My little puppy's having a dream. Both my dogs are passed out right now. Next to me here. Okay, let's see here. Better than you can imagine. And you know, dragonflies signify like rebirth. They also signify the spiritual world. A dragonfly starts off in the water and is born in the water and then eventually leaves it and goes into the air. So it's like a water element to an air element. It transcends from one to the next. Maybe you feel like a fish out of water, you know? Maybe you feel different. You guys may have gone through some kind of ego death or some kind of transition on a spiritual level to where maybe some of your old patterns and belief systems are shifting and changing, and it's leaving maybe what you thought. So like, let's put this in as an example, okay? Carl Jung, he's a psychiatrist. I always bring him up because I love his work and I always want people to, learn more about him because he's like the grandfather of spirituality and dreams and all kinds of things like that. But he talks about how an empath's journey, as you transcend and let go of identities like the ego, when you think about like, oh, I'm an artist, then you say, oh, I am this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, and you go back and forth between an identity, that's the ego. The ego says, I'm this. And you may have thought, I'm an artist, I'm that, I'm this kind of a person. And maybe you've reached a pivotal point, pile number 3, where now you're questioning, who are you? Because you're not just that. And maybe that's where you've lost the passion, because he brings up how an empath might identify as an artist their whole life. And then they reach a certain point of consciousness or awareness, and they no longer feel like an artist. So they may lose a part of that passion in art, but it's because they don't identify with it. So that might be a part of what you're going through, is maybe a part of an ego death that because I've had those moments of depression where I'm like, what I once enjoyed, I just don't find enjoyment in it as much. And it's because you're shifting from one state to another state of consciousness. And sometimes when you're switching from one state to another, there might feel a sense of lack. There might feel a sense of loss of passion or a loss of control. There might be a feeling of like, who am I? Why am I even, I feel like I'm losing myself. You might feel like you're losing parts of yourself, but you're actually not. You're gaining in new insight and new awareness of who you are. We also have here self-worth, self-love, value, and respect. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're gaining a different level of these things. That's why your old habits no longer serve you. That's why your passions that you once identified as no longer is something you identify as. So I feel like that's what you're really going through currently here. Felt drawn to get maybe one more card here. Focus on the big picture. And see, we have just trust, but it's in the reverse. So I feel like you need to just trust, but there might be a part of you that's really doubting. Maybe you need to learn to trust the path that you're going down. Maybe because you're losing identities, you're losing what you once thought. That, again, your ego likes to cling on to things. It likes to say, I am an artist, I am a mother, I am a father, I do this for a living. That's all ego. And it's like, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're transcending out these parts of yourself. And so it's like, focus on the bigger picture. You didn't lose yourself. You're finding yourself. But while you're finding yourself, you might feel like you're losing your sense of self. I believe it was Buddha. It was either Buddha or someone else. I don't want to give credit to somebody that's not, but they said enlightenment is like walking on a fine line or fine rope. It's like a double-edged sword. You're walking on a brink of being sane and on a brink of insanity. And it's hard sometimes to find that balance between the two. And so at moments while we're on a spiritual journey, we might feel insane. And other times we might feel completely sane. And it just depends on where we are in the journey and how we are perceiving the situation. So for some of you guys, whatever this is that you are, maybe I feel like for this pile in particular, I feel like you're asking, am I on the right path? Am I doing what I need to be doing? And it's yes. Yes, you are. Because you are reconfiguring yourself. You are finding yourself. You are rebuilding yourself in a much stronger, more firmer foundation than what you once were. You had a faulty perception of who you are. You had limiting beliefs, limiting concepts, and you are now letting it go. And it is a scary feeling. It feels like you're falling, and it feels like you're never ending on that fall. You know what it's like when you're falling for an infinity or an eternity? That might be that feeling in your gut where you're like, man, will this ever end? Will I ever get to the other side? Am I just losing parts of myself? And it's like, no, you're letting go of false perceptions of yourself. But you yourself is not losing yourself. It's like focus on the big picture. It's realizing it's like look at that eye and how it's staring directly at that hawk. It's like, or how that lighthouse is directly on the bee. It's like your crown is opening. When you perceive yourself, sometimes you're looking at yourself through a pinhole. You're looking at it through a very narrow perspective. And what's happening is right now, pile number 3, is opening up that perspective. So you're no longer as blind to yourself, but while looking at yourself, it gets distorted. While perceiving what once you believed as facts about who you are or what it is you stand for, may shift, may change. But you yourself is really, truly what is evolving. You are evolving, you are growing, you are improving, but while you're improving, you don't find joy in some of the things you once did, because it's not that it's not meant for you, it's not that it's not necessarily for you, but the identity around that is what is changing. I hope that's making sense to you. Because sometimes you are gonna feel the lack of what brought you joy at one point. And let's say if this is because I was using art as an example, let's say you did consider yourself an artist and you enjoyed painting or drawing or doing music or something. And then let's say that it tapered off and you lost sight of what you once enjoyed, and maybe it's hard for you to continue that hobby. It's okay to let that hobby fall off for a while, because later on down the road, you might find that joy again, that spark again. But in the meantime, keep your mind and the concept of what is available to you open. Because you might find a new hobby, or you might find something else that sparks joy and passion. But it's again, something about the way you perceive yourself that is shifting and changing and altering. The tribe. And too, for a lot of you guys, even maybe the people that you surround yourself with, you might not resonate with them like you once did. You might not feel the joy, or you might not feel like you can relate to them. I remember I used to go out and go to the bars with my friends, and I didn't even drink half the time. I was usually the, designated driver. I just didn't really care to do any of that. And when I stopped, it was like a lot of those people I no longer hanged out with. Maybe that is a part of it too, is that maybe you are realizing that the people that you once felt a connection to might be falling off. You might not feel as connected to those people. We also have building blocks. See, you've been building a new identity for yourself. Exchanging gifts. So there's a gift that you have that maybe you want to share with the world, or maybe you've even shared with particular groups of people. We also have cleaning it up. So you're changing I kept feeling like you're changing old habits. Maybe you're falling out of friend groups, or you're falling out with family members, or you're falling out with coworkers, or, you just don't resonate in the same places you once frequented. You don't resonate with your old life anymore. We also have deep knowing. Like, you are gaining a deeper insight. It's like the things that may have once been shallow, things that may not have been as deep, is falling away, and you're gaining deeper insight and deeper parts of who you are. Maybe you're falling more into that feminine energy here with that yin. You feel things on a deeper level. You know things on a more intuitive level. I feel like your crown chakra, like the insight, your awareness, the messages that you get are becoming more known, more vivid. Maybe you're starting to have deeper visions or deeper dreams. Maybe your dreams are starting to become more known or more vivid. You have a new life, and your new life is changing. It's like you're letting go of old parts of yourself, and you're moving into something new. And so, maybe you're asking yourself, maybe you're questioning yourself, like, is this for me? Am I... me leaving these connections, me doing this, me doing that, is this right? Am I on the right path? Am I where I need to be? Am I robbing myself of opportunities? Am I doing something not right? And you could be saying those things, questioning those things. And what I'm telling you is, it's like, yeah, you're on the right path. Yes, you are evolving. And yes, you don't resonate with the same people. You don't resonate with the same places, because you're different now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like you're gaining more insight. You're gaining more standards for yourself. You're not settling for the status quo like you used to. Maybe you've been working on self-love. Maybe you've been working on bettering yourself, self-actualization. And it's paying off. It really is. But it might come in the form of things falling apart first. It might come in the form of you losing interest in things. For a lot of you guys, you might feel like you're questioning, should I let go of a friend group, or should I keep these people? Should I let go of these family members, or should I keep these people? This could be something that you're tugging and pulling with. This is something that you may have even thought about. Maybe you just, like I mentioned, maybe you just don't resonate with the same lifestyle. Maybe you don't want to go to the bar every weekend. Maybe you don't want to go to this club every week. Maybe you don't want to be around these people all the time. There's something inside of you that's questioning, do I want this? Is this something I want to continue doing? You're waking up to the illusions. You're waking up to something that was once hidden, laying dormant inside of you. And maybe you feel like you don't have that strength, that power inside of you. Right now, you're tapping into a side of you that has standards and has boundaries. Maybe you have a hard time saying no. And maybe that's always been your problem, is maybe, you always kind of catered to what other people wanted. And now is the time that when you can say yes to yourself. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're in this, it's like you're coming out of the cold, because I feel like you're no longer settling. You're no longer accepting the status quo. You're no longer accepting crumbs. You're just not accepting crumbs. That's really what it comes down to, pile number 3. And, you don't need to be defensive. You don't need to have your guard up all the time. That's tiring. And I feel like that's something you've dealt with all your life, is that you felt like you've always had to put up a barrier. And it's like you're keeping you're keeping all the right people to coming into your life, and you may have been around some of the wrong people, the wrong crowd, the wrong situations. But I feel like there's something deep inside, like you know the answer to it, but you're too afraid to know it. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing peekaboo with yourself. You know the answers. You know what's best for you. You know what you truly want. But do I have what it takes? Can I let these people go? Or can I let this habit go? Or can I really do these things? Am I really this type of person? Do I really have the capability of doing that? And these are the things that you could be dealing with and wrestling with. But I feel like new things are on the horizon for you. New situations, new opportunities. But you're in this state of being, like, you might eventually come to a crossroads where you have to choose. Do I get on this boat and I travel to somewhere new that's uncomfortable because I'm not used to it? Or do I stay in the familiar? Do I stay where I'm comfortable at because I know the demons that are there? But I don't know the new territory. I don't know the new terrain. So that scares me. Do you go to the new unknown areas, to the new places, to explore the new things? And this could even be insightful in oneself. This could even just be knowing deeper of who you are. But it can also mean even in a literal sense too, where it's like, maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to start doing something different. And there can be a hesitancy there. And you have to ask yourself, why? What about it is making me feel like I have to be that way? What about it makes me question whether or not I'm worthy of it? Why do you not feel worthy of it? Why do you feel like you don't deserve it? Because the past, it didn't work out? Because you've dealt with a lot of disappointment and heartbreak and being let down? The past does not define the future, nor does it define the present. Just like that, a snap of the finger, you can be in a whole different way of living and being. And sometimes our brains cannot conceptualize that because we're so used to pattern recognitions, where we see a pattern. Well, this person screwed me over, and that person screwed me over, and this person screwed me over. So this new person in front of me, even though they're a total different person, they're going to do the same. But we have to sometimes take a breath and say, as much as I want to protect and love myself, you know the strength. You know your capability. You've handled heartbreak. You know you can do it again. We can't be afraid to live our lives. I'm not telling you to put yourself in dire situations, but what I'm telling you is don't be afraid to take a risk on yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Put a bet on yourself because you're worth it. And if other people are not willing to do that for you, that just means you have to bat for yourself 10 times harder. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, I feel that victory is yours. Figuring out who you are, literally the best investment you can ever do is the investment in yourself, because no one can take that away from you. No one. And all of these broken heartaches that you've experienced in the past has only made you more capable and more stronger to withstand the storms ahead of you. Someone screwed you over, someone betrayed you. Take that, learn from it, forgive yourself, but do not let that harden you. Do not let that define you. Do not let that change you. Because all that does, all of those heartaches, all it's doing is making you stronger. It's making you wiser. It's making you more sharp. It's making you more capable of being able to handle the next phase of your life, which is bigger and better things ahead. And you have to keep reminding yourself, like I said, that the past no longer defines your present nor your future. Your destiny is in your hands. Your fate is in your hands and no one else's. Don't ever let people tell you otherwise. So I'm going to be pulling one more cards here. These are just going to be confirmations. If they don't resonate for you, that doesn't mean that this message is not for you. I just like to kind of leave a little indication that this may be someone you're dealing with or yourself, or just something like that in between. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. You know, this is just a tarot reading online after all, so nothing too serious here. But yeah, I feel like you guys have to have more faith in your capabilities. Because I think you guys look at yourself like a wounded warrior, or look at yourself like a wounded person. Maybe you even think you're broken. Guys, you are not a broken person, okay? You are not broken. And I'm going to say this right now, I swear, if any of you dealt with people and they told you you're broken, first off, discard that out of your mind, because that is effed up. I've heard people say things like that to people, like, oh, you're just broken. You're not damaged goods. You're not broken. And you know, this pile, maybe you guys have healed a lot. Maybe you feel damaged. Maybe you went on a spiritual journey because of all these betrayals, because of all these heartbreaks. Maybe you thought you were the problem. Maybe that's why you've gone through this entire journey. But I'm telling you this right now. One, you have vastly improved, more than what you can even see. And on top of that, you are not broken. You are just rediscovering who you are and how powerful you are. People do not... Here's the thing. If people are putting you down, if people are mistreating you, if people are doing certain things to harm you, that tells you how powerful you really are, because no one in their right mind would waste their time, their energy, and their resources to screw you over if they didn't think you had something powerful. Okay? You are more powerful than you actually know. You're like, you think you're this little kitten, but you're like a big-ass lion. You're like the king of the jungle, and you're acting like a little kitten. That is how crazy you don't see your true worth and your true power. And see, people, they play games because they don't want you to see that. Because if you see that, then the game is over. The illusion is broken, and people can't manipulate you anymore. And so you've been around a lot of people who have stolen from you. You've been around a lot of people who have taken from you. Why do you think that is? Because they don't do that with just nobody. People don't try to do that to just a nobody. Come on, pile number 3. Stop sleeping on yourself. Wake up. Okay. So you guys could be seeing angel number 555, and that's because changes, look, personal growth. You guys really are. You guys are transforming, okay? Your life around you is changing and transforming. You could be, if you're seeing 555 a lot, this is a huge indication that something in your life is changing and shifting. Tall. Now, you could be physically tall, but what I'm getting is that it's like, I don't know if you've noticed this at all, pile number 3, and this is an interesting thought, but when you walk into a place, I don't know if you've noticed people change their posture where they once were crouching or slumped over and all of a sudden they straighten up. It's because there's something about you, you know, like I said, like Leo is at the bottom of the deck here. Leo is like royalty, right? When I think of lions, I think of royalty as well. There's something about you that has a royal energy that demands respect, and whether you realize it or not, people on an intuitive level pick it up. And I think that's why people around you try to beat you down or try to tell you things about yourself. And I just feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like stand tall. We have waiter or waitress, so you could be that, or maybe there's someone around you that's a waiter or a waitress that could feel threatened by you. One or the other, take what resonates. We also have here single, so you guys could be single at this time. We also have event. Or even if, let's say if you guys aren't single, you might have a single friend or somebody like a single sibling or somebody in your life that's single that could be jealous of you. That could be another message. Again, not for everyone, but for some of you, you're single, or maybe someone around you who's jealous around you could be single. And, you know, something could have taken an event, something about an event could have taken place. And it could have shaped the way you viewed people around you. We also have pay attention. The universe is trying to get your attention right now. God is trying to get your attention. And that might also be why you're seeing 555, is because your environment is changing and there's things around you that you need to pay attention to. We have angels. So angels around you are trying to get your attention. And I feel like for some of you guys, you may or may not be dealing with something in the law, or you could be a lawyer or an attorney. Not always, not for everyone. But I feel like there's something about your angels trying to get your attention at this time. You guys are more tapped in than you know, and you guys are getting synchronicities like consistently all the time. 555 is not the only thing that you're seeing. You could be seeing the same color over and over again. You could be seeing repeated numbers over and over again. People could be like the same subject keeps coming up. You might just see nothing but dragonflies all around you. Pay attention to insects around you. Pay attention to something, because I feel like there's a synchronicity that's in your face and it's trying to tell you something. So let's say if you see a dragonflies over and over again, Google it. What does this symbolize? If you see a number over and over again, Google it. What does this mean? And I'm telling you, you're going to find answers in the signals and answers in the signs that God and the angels are giving you at this time. So that's what I have for my pile number 3s. I hope that this resonates for you guys. I hope this gives you some form of clarity or some kind of understanding in yourself. But yes, you're not the same person. And yes, you are evolving. Your life is in the middle of a process of cleaning up, and things around you may be chaotic, and you might start seeing people's true colors. You might start seeing things through the veil that you once didn't realize. But I'm telling you right now, you're waking up to new things, pile number 3, and growing pains hurt. Changes are not fun. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are capable of weathering the storms, and you are capable of being able to become victorious at the end of this all. So stay positive, stay grateful, and know your worth, know your power, because people are not just beating you down for no reason. It's because they know that you're a lion. So stop acting like a little kitten. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great and wonderful day, pile number 3. Sending you guys lots of love and appreciation. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Bye.